Well, Club and Angle on Saturday night, Blake Fitzpatrick has a very appealing book of drives. I caught up with Blake to discuss their prospects and also the fact he was missing in action a couple of weeks ago. Well, Blake, as I mentioned in the introduction, a very good book of drives at Club and Angle on Saturday night. However, a few weeks ago, you just avoided suffering a very serious injury.
Yeah, I was really lucky, Mick. I was leading a horse and it took off and cow kicked in fright and it was coming straight towards my head actually, and just put my arm up in instincts and it got me in the point of the elbow. And which I probably didn't think much of it at the time, but 3 or 4 days later I couldn't move my arm and I ended up going to the doctor and they sent me to the hospital, and I had a fracture in the point of my elbow and an infection had got into my arm. So yeah, I ended up spending a few days in hospital.
And that was certainly against your wishes.
Yeah, I wasn't too pleased about it, but I was expecting to be there for an hour and was there for 3.5 days, but yeah, they eventually let me out.
And everything's coming along well now?
Yeah, it's improving every day, so nearly back to full strength.
Well, you're going to be needing it on Saturday night. It's going to be in for a very busy night. In the first event, you're driving Jazzy Star. Nicely drawn for Trevor Monday.
Yeah, he's been flying. Trevor's done a great job with him, and like you said, perfectly drawn. He looks a really good winning chance.
Over to race 2, Ricochet, inconsistent, but he's never far away.
No, he hasn't been beaten far, and he drops in grade this week, so significantly, and drawn perfectly. So yeah, I thought he had a good chance as well.
His last time out, Blake, rather luckless when beaten only 5.5 metres by Blue Chip Delight here last week in running 7th.
Yeah, he never really got a clear run, so probably could have finished closer, and yeah, dropping back to the 80 grade this week, he'll notice a big difference.
Over to the third event, and Jalanil with the reserve out draws gate 2, resumed with a very strong second behind My Ultimate Ronnie at Penrith, only 1.5 metres from the winner, and Jared has a very big opinion of that particular fella.
Yeah, definitely. He was beaten by a smart horse at Penrith and first up from a break. He's only improved from that, and yeah, he's a promising horse that's improved with every preparation.
Another horse that's been consistent without winning, Blake, is in race 4, number 6, Zambia for Dean Atkinson.
Yeah, I thought his run here last Saturday was probably one of his best. He had a really tough run and was still a winning chance at the 200. So, yeah, he's deserving of a win here on a Saturday night.
A lot of promising horses, as you would expect, Blake, in race 6, the Carousel. You've picked up the drive here on Heaven on High with Jack Trainer required to drive his own horse, Mason's Delight. Yeah,
it's a really good pickup drive and looks a very promising horse. His first up win here in Australia was outstanding, so he's drawn ideally, and yeah, I can't wait to get behind him.
You've had a good association with horses trained by David Thorne?
Yeah, I've driven a lot of horses for David over the years for a lot of success, so he's a really good trainer and he has them spot on for these big races.
Gate 2, Blake, you would expect Heaven on High to be prominent from the word go?
Yeah, I think so. He showed good gate speed here last week and he had a good trip, so from gate 2 I've got options anyway.
You've got fond memories of the Carousel, both pleasant and unpleasant. Pleasant the fact that you won one with Gold King, unpleasant because you got 3 suspensions in the one race.
Yeah, it was probably quite a feat really, but not something I tell many people. But yeah, it was quite a few years ago, and yeah, he was a really good horse for me. I was early on in my career, and he won a lot of country cups and raced through the Grand Circuit. So yeah, it was the start of a good career for that horse.
And what do we do in the 8th event with Caligula? Because 9 races on the card. Barrier 2, back to the mobile.
Yeah, he's much better suited this week. Mobile mile, drawn really good, but it's a very hot race. There's some really good trotters in it, so he'll have to be at his best.
Nice book, as we mentioned, Blake, the best?
Oh, it's hard to probably pinpoint one. I'd like to think the horse in the Carousel could win, but look, I think I've got 3 or 4 good winning chances without one being a standout, really.
Well, what's the other ones, Blake? I'm not going to pin you down just to one.
Oh, look, probably Jazzy Star from Barrier 2 in the first. He's possibly my best drive.
Good to catch up there and good to see you up and about.
No, thanks very much, man.